update time. It's looking like a complete engine. Almost. We got a couple things going on, you guys. So yeah, if you guys watched the last video, you've seen that we got the fuel system 100% plumbed. That is quote unquote 1,000 horsepower capable fuel system. So give or take. I mean, those 535s, they say they can put out 1,000 horsepower. The fuel lines are rated at 1,000. The injectors are rated at 1,000. So like, it just comes down to the fuel pump. So what I got done doing today, which I didn't really record much, I just came out here and started thrashing today. Just getting stuff knocked out. Didn't really set up the cameras or do any time lapsing and stuff. It was still a lot more wiring and stuff, so that stuff just kind of like blah. I mean, some people may enjoy it, and if you guys got any questions on about any of the wiring and stuff, go ahead, leave a message down in the comments. I read every single comment, try to respond to every one of them. So if you ever have any questions about anything that I'm doing on any of these cars, shoot me a message or leave a message on the video, or you can hit me up on Instagram on NezFab, or on Facebook on NezFab, and you can DM me there if you guys got any questions ever. I think I've lost track, man. I need to sit down and actually think about how many of these I've put together, I've built, I've assembled, I've put the NezFab touch on, as we like to call. There's a lot of them. Obviously my original black GSX, which if you guys go back to some of the older videos, it's in the intro, which I didn't do any YouTube stuff back then when I was racing it. So I didn't start the YouTube stuff till we got NFT. But the black one was originally my GSX, which I still have. That's the shell sitting out in the backyard that eventually I need to get it to the fabricator and stuff for somebody. I don't know, I just don't have the space here. I wish I had the space. I just don't have the space to do like a full cage setup in that car. I just don't have room for a pipe bender and all that stuff. We hopefully are going to be getting an enclosed trailer soon. So like this whole area, this is all the race car stuff. When we go to the track, I load it up into the truck. Hopefully that will, that will all go in the enclosed trailer. Canopies, tarps, all that type of stuff. We got the slicks up over on the wall, which those will go in the trailer on that rack. So I'll free up some space in here that maybe I might be able to get a pipe bender or something, but that's down the road. Anyways, that chassis is going to do like a 25.3, I think is what it is, 25.3 or 25.5. I want to build it to where like 6.5 seconds. My goal is to eventually get into the 6s with one of these cars. So that the GSX chassis, when I build it, it's going to have a cage to where it can run, hopefully we can get into the 6s in a couple years. So that's the plan with that. And then it's like I built Seth's car, his blue first gen, which was originally my dad's. My buddy Blake's car, my friend Steve's car, which you guys have seen. That one's I forget what we called it. That's the one that with the stock bottom end that we dynoed. There's a video of it on the channel if you guys want to check that out. I built that one. Helped Jesse with the Galant, the VR 420, which you guys, there's videos of that. This one, done a lot of work on my buddy's marks. I think I'm forgetting one or two. So anyways, kind of like builds, probably like 5 or 6. And then I've had my hands on, I don't know, 15 or 20 of them, helping people here and there and stuff with their cars and stuff. So I don't know where I was going with that, but we've done a lot of these. So to recap on the fuel system, it is 100% now. We just got done doing the wiring, which I ran a -8 or -8. I'm thinking AN lines. A 10 gauge. All the way through the car, through here, wrapped it around here, and we got it wired into. Let me get the light on. So we got a relay here now. So that fuel pump rewire. So we ran a 10 gauge because the factory ones, I think they're only like 14 gauge or maybe 16 gauge wire, and once you start running the bigger fuel pump, you can get, you'll get voltage drop, which you don't want voltage drop because then you kind of lose fuel pressure. So got the relay wired in, fuel pumps all wired in. I got this kind of all cleaned up and vacuumed back here, so once I get fuel in it, I'm leaving this open so I can just check, make sure there's no fuel leaks. I'll get the carpet and everything back in. So this is all done back here. So back end's pretty much done. We just got The few things left on the engine bay. We gotta plug up the nitrous plugs, so I gotta go pick up some plugs, which I'll do that tomorrow. I gotta plug that up. I still got to weld. I gotta pop this off. I gotta weld in 2 -6 bungs for the valve cover breather, so we can do that. Obviously got the intake manifold back on, throttle cable, the fuel pressure regulator I got plumbed in there, the blow-off valves plumbed in, all the sensors plugged in, so we're looking good. I did the IAT sensor today. We got the boost solenoid wired in, so I just compression checked the engine too, because I wasn't too sure with the state of this engine. I mean, he said it was just freshly built, but I compression checked it and it was about 150 across the board, so it's healthy. And obviously that's cold, like the engine's not warm at all, so I'm assuming that should come up a little bit if we got it warmed up, ring set a little bit more and stuff. So 150 for a cold motor, I'll take that any day. I think NFT, we're sitting around like 100. Well, there may be one cylinder that's below 100 right now, maybe like another one's like 110, which they did say they gapped those rings really loose just because of the high boost. You know, if you guys aren't familiar with why you'd gap the rings and stuff, obviously you kind of want to gap them loose because the boost and the heat and everything cause metal expansion, and if you gap them too tight, then potentially like the ring can expand too much and seize up in the cylinder, and then obviously you don't want that happening. You don't want the cylinder, you don't want the piston to seize up. The ring will seize up and then the piston will stop, and then it'll be bad. It'll be a bad day. That's what I read anyways. That's what they say on the internet is what will happen. So yeah, this thing's getting close. I should be able to get this thing fired up tomorrow. Oh, I gotta make spark plug wires. I have the leftover kit from when I did it on NFT. I'm gonna make plug wires because we got that nice little bracket. It's kind of, oh, you can see it right there. The coil pack is way back down underneath there. So factory wires probably will reach, but but guys were saying that you have a lot of slack and sloppiness left over. So I bought that kit. It was like an 8-cylinder kit. It came with a bunch of wires. I think I should have enough to remake some spark plug wires for that, and then they'll be like kind of custom to length, and there won't be like a bunch of extra plug wires chilling over there. So yeah, man, we should be able to fire this thing up. Spark plug wires, plug up the nitrous bung holes. We ain't running nitrous on this thing, and then we got to stop and get some E85. We got to get some antifreeze weld up. So a couple, as far as work goes, I mean, maybe 2 hours worth of work left, and then should be able to fire this thing up. I do have to get another interior harness though, which sucks, because I pretty much replaced the engine bay harness and the dash harness because it was so hacked. But I forgot to tell Ricky at Rick's Racing that I needed it for a 90 or 91. And he sent me one for a 92 plus, a first gen B. So it doesn't have the pop-up light wiring. So everything else works. It's just the pop-up lights. The pop-up lights aren't working. So you can manually turn them up and down with that little lever and stuff right there. If you twist that, you'll see it'll start popping up, and then you can twist it back down. But the button inside doesn't work. So I found another one, which I gotta get a hold of that guy and see what's going on, see if he can send me that. But and then I still gotta wire up the gauges. I gotta get the power, ground, all that stuff for the gauges. So okay, we got a couple hours, yeah, maybe 3 hours or so worth of actual work tomorrow, and then we should be able to fire this thing up. So I'll definitely get the camera set up next time I work on it. But that's just a little recap of where we're at now. It's looking pretty good. I didn't do the full NESFAB touch on this one. For one, I'm trying to hurry up and just kind of get this car done so he can drive it, maybe get it out to the track this year. Plus I need to get NFT back in here to get that thing finalized, so that way we can hit the track this year. The boys all just went, all the import guys that I raced with up at Vandermeer, or used to race with, they all went out to Brainerd this weekend. And my car wasn't ready. I didn't make the trip. So, but hey, a DSM did win the event. If you guys are familiar with that event, a DSM won the event. So hell yeah to the DSMs. Sorry boys, Max Morgan, all you guys. But yeah, so just kind of rambling on here. That's kind of an update on the Red Eagle I guess that's kind of what I came up with the name. I was Googling some names, trying to come up with stuff, and I was just like, oh, Red Eagle. We'll call Red Eagle Tango Foxtrot. So like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Get out there, GSD baby.